Obviously, we're here today for the open workout for Anthony Joshua and Charles Martin. Alongside, we've got O'Hara Davies, we've got Conor Benn, George Groves, and Lee Selby all here today. Let's start with the main event. A lot has been made of it. A lot of people say, is Anthony actually ready for this? A lot of people say...
I'll tell you, Nigel Benn has just made a valid point, great point as well. And I agree with him. Now, when this fight was first announced, I said, Anthony, what happens if, is it not too early for you? Do you want to wait a year? Then you're definitely ready. And he said, well, no. All right. I said, well, what about if you win and you have to fight all the champions out there? I'm just about to tell him what you said. And Nigel himself said, look, someone said to him, is it too early for him? And he said, no way. He had to do that. He was knocking everybody out, lost to Michael Watson, had to push himself down and come back again. He did the same with Chris Eubank, push himself down and come back again. And it makes you a better fighter. And that's the fight it really makes you into. So if the worst came to the worst, and Anthony lost, that means the next Anthony we see is going to be 10 times better than this Anthony. Now, and you've also got to think this, would you do the same thing if you had the opportunity? Yeah, you would. I would. I did. I got a crack for the world title at 22 years old. I wasn't ready looking back on it now, but there's an opportunity I couldn't turn down because I wasn't sure I'd get a crack again in the future. Anthony Joshua had a crack, the world champion called him out. Yeah, do it. Why not? Because what has he got to lose? He's a 16-fight novice. He ain't got nothing to lose.
Obviously, a lot of people are saying, and even David Haye came out yesterday, and David Price today said that he cannot take Charles Martin lightly. Charles Martin's a bit unknown at the moment. Not many people know him. He obviously had that unfortunate against Glasgow.
Take the title away. I think Anthony Joshua and Charles Martin are at the same level until Saturday night. And depending on how the result is, it will tell us how far one is above the other. But I think taking that out of the way, as professionals, I think they're at the same level. Taking the title away from him. Anthony's no fool. Anthony knows he's a southpaw. Anthony knows the last southpaw he boxed, he lost in an amateur. Anthony knows he's covered every possible angle. And people say, oh, we saw him get hurt in his last fight against Dillian Whyte. Good, because we saw how he reacts when he gets hurt. He didn't freeze, he didn't clamp up, he didn't slow down, he didn't cower. It's either fight or flight. He came out with fight, came through it, and managed to stop Dillian Whyte, who was an amazingly strong fighter, to come through an emotionally charged fight. So we learned something more, and it was another tick to the box of Anthony Joshua when he boxed him. So it's not a weakness because he got hit. Everybody gets hit. The idea is not to get hit, it's how you handle the shot. So I think this is it's a win-win situation for Anthony.
Obviously last year, Johnny, I know you didn't have the greatest of years in making predictions, and I think this year isn't too bad now. I think you're doing okay this year. But what do you think happened?
I think expect drama in the first 3 rounds of both fighters touching the deck. I think Anthony Joshua, if he knocks Charles Martin out, it will be a one solid shot. If Charles Martin knocks Anthony Joshua out, it will be accumulation of shots because he's not got the bang, the explosion of that TNT at the end of a shot like Anthony has. I do think Anthony pulls through and Anthony gets the stoppage, but it's going to be a fight where you're sat on the edge of your seats. It's going to be a fight where the public are involved in this theatre, this drama, and it's going to be one of those occasions where, let's say when Nigel boxed Chris the first time, or when Carl Froch boxed George Groves the first time, it's going to be one of those where you actually get emotionally involved as a fan. So I think this is going to be one of those nights. So it's not just about I think the coolest people in the arena, the O2 on Saturday night, will be Charles Martin and Anthony Joshua. They'll be the coolest people.
Do you think the atmosphere will get to Charles?
Pardon?
Do you think the atmosphere will get to Charles?
Not at all. He wasn't expected to win the title. He was always had to go and travel in someone's backyard. His style isn't beautiful. He doesn't look like a concussive heavyweight, so he's always had to box in someone else's backyard. To do what he's done, I rate it. Because if you go away and fight in someone's backyard and come back a winner, it shows that you've got mental strength and character to not be overawed by anything. I think coming over here, him going over to the arena in a limousine, it's packed out, he's thinking, I like this. I want some of this. And it'll lift him as a fighter and as a champion. But I actually think this fight is a fight he needs to really establish himself as a champion, because the fashion he won it, to me, it didn't quench his thirst. It wouldn't quench my thirst if I was a fighter. So when he needs a fight where people are thinking, wow, you know, that he said, right, that's it, now I'm champion. I don't think he believes he's the best in the world. And you know, a handful of fighters that have got the tag world champion that think they are the best. At the moment, he doesn't think he's the best in the world.
Johnny, thank you for your short 6-minute analysis. Any other questions, but I know we're due to get kicking off.
Yeah.
We'll catch up with you during fight week across the press conference and then weigh in.
We will do. Enjoy.